Hey, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning into my book chat tonight. I'm host Melanie McAllister, and I'm so glad you're here, whether you're watching live or the replay. You can find my book chat lives and replays on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, and now on LinkedIn. I want to give a special shout out to the Alice Keeler Teacher Tech and Rochelle Dene Poth's Thrive in Edu Facebook communities. I hope you leave a comment and let us know if you're listening in. Tonight's guest is a dear friend, Melisa Hayes. She is an amazing human, mom, and educator. She is always encouraging others when we are together, and this flows through her new children's book, ABBS: Ability, Brave, Beautiful, and Smart. ABBS is the perfect addition to your home and school library. Last night, my third grader read ABBS to my kindergartner and me, and we loved it. We talked about Down syndrome, bullying, and what makes us unique. It was such a sweet time together, and it's very interactive. I hope anyone listening will check this book out and consider it for their own library. Melisa, thank you for being a guest on my book chat tonight. Congratulations on your new release. Would you care to share a little bit about your background with those who are listening?
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. This is so exciting. Um, I am a mom to two amazing daughters. One has Down syndrome, but you know, you would never really know because she just is so independent. And then my oldest is just a go-getter and her number one fan along with us. I'm an educator, been in education for over 20 years, and I'm super excited to be on your show to talk about the book.
I am so glad you're here, and I am a little sad because I wanted to be like your first 5-star review, and then I thought, well, I'll be your number two, and I'm not. I'm in the top 10, but I'm not even number two. But anyway, it is up there, and I'll remind everybody when you love a good book, you got to leave a review. But yes, I'm so glad you're here tonight too, and your beautiful daughters. Tell us a little bit more about what inspired you to write ABS.
Well, Dr. Matthew Joseph, which
Mm-hmm.
was um, very adamant about me getting Abby's story out. And this has been a year process. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I have very low self esteem. So I'm like, I don't know. And then I got to thinking more about it. And he was right. There isn't many books out about Down syndrome. And the ones that are so higher level. There's nothing really for like kindergarten or preschool or littles to understand. And then one day I saw Abby's rainbow, and it was a square rainbow, and then it all just kind of flowed.
I That is pure genius. Of course, Abs is a pure genius. I love her art, and that you were inspired by it to put it into a children's book. What was it like writing it? Like, did you just sit down and it all came out, or yeah?
I sat down and it all came out because of just the fact that it's square and it was born with an extra color. And then I got all the feels. And then I wanted this book to be a little bit different. I wanted the kids to be more interactive with the book, to be more engaged with the book, and to have the reader, if it was a teacher, less of the importance of the book and the kids really doing the actions. So that was my goal. And then I wanted, like, really, you don't even know about Down syndrome until the very end. So I wanted kids to realize that they should never change who they are. They should celebrate who they were born to be. And it doesn't matter if you have autism, Down syndrome, alopecia. It's you were born this amazing, amazing human that makes the world such a better place. And we shouldn't change for anyone ever.
That is a great message. And I just want to say, look, well, so many people are tuning in because you're amazing, Melissa. So thank you to Erica. Thank you to Stacy. She is tuning in, and somebody else is, but I don't know who they are, but we thank you so much. All right. And it must, maybe it's Rochelle. I don't know, because she says absolutely a lot. So I don't know, but thank you all for tuning in. Um, I You're right. So it doesn't mention Down syndrome until the end. And I thought it's a good conversation starter because everybody, like you said, we all struggle with something. Sometimes it's our self esteem. Oftentimes, there's just something that we are especially weak about. And this is a good conversation starter to kind of put that out there because everyone is struggling somehow. And we do like abs in the story, we try so hard sometimes to cover that up, but really it's ultimately what makes us beautiful, and you captured that like amazingly. So
Thank
yes.
you.
Oh, it's Kristen Morgan. I don't
Oh,
know.
Kristen.
Sorry, Christine. Thank you so much for tuning in. She and all these teacher rock stars for sure. They see you are loved. You are so loved.
I am loved. I'm very rich and blessed. Don't get me wrong. I thank my lucky stars every single day how rich I am with the friends that I call family. So, yeah.
Yes. And we are blessed too to have you in our lives.
Thank you.
So yesterday something big happened. Tell us a little bit and tell us how your community has responded.
So, Abby and I were on a local news station yesterday. I had to think about it yesterday. And I was so proud of her. She did so amazing. I was a little concerned because her personality is very shy and cautious. She talks really slow or low. She kind of looks away. So she's very, very shy. And she was so like smiling and talked some, so it was really good to see. So we were on the news, and then on October 21st, we're going to be at Coffee Connections, and we're going to have like a book signing where anyone who wants to purchase a book can. So Abby and I will sign copies, and then my amazing friend who has Coffee Connections knows someone, so they're going to do rainbow pancakes, and we're going to have activities. So it's all free, and then we'll do the book signing. If they want to purchase books, they can.
Okay, so where is Coffee Connections?
It is in downtown Hilliard. So from my school, it's maybe 5 minutes. From my house, it's maybe 5 minutes. So it's really close to all the schools and everything. So yeah.
So if you're local, you got to go to this October 21st.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I wish I was local. I would so be there. Okay, I would like we would do this live, in fact, if I were there, but unfortunately, I'm in Alaska and you're in
I
Ohio. But
know. You are in Alaska.
so how do your how of your little people in your life, how did they respond to your book?
Amazing. Uh,
Yeah.
my kids were so excited. I think I put the book in the envelope and they opened it up and went, oh, after I said who wrote it, and they said Melisa Hayes, and a little girl went, "You wrote a book?" So then everyone, and then I think yesterday some of the teachers were telling the kids that I was on the news. So when I went outside, most of them were like, "You're famous. You're famous." It was just really cute. So yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Do you feel like I know I didn't even coach you for this, but do you feel like this might become a series?
I don't know. I think the newscaster yesterday, the anchor asked me that question, and I just said, "We'll see." I never thought this would ever happen. When I think of me being an author, I'm like, I don't write books. People don't want to hear what I have to say. And then Matthew made an amazing point. He said, "It's not you, it's Abby's story. We need to get Abby's story out." And he's absolutely right. So I was being selfish thinking of me when it's really her. I'm sharing her story. So,
And
yeah.
you're actually sharing both of your daughter's story because Abs also tell us a little bit about how your daughters yeah, and I mean,
So,
yeah, tell us. I'll shut up.
Madison is like the best big sister. And I'll tell you a really quick story. When Abby was little, we were sitting outside and there were a couple kids walking down the street. And I think Abby was maybe 3 or 4. So Madison, I think, was like 8 or 9. And they used the R word, if you know the R word. And
Mhm.
it's not horrible, but I think now that I have a child with special abilities, I take it a little bit aggressively.
Mhm.
And they used that word, and she popped up and started walking for them. She was like 8, and these are like middle school kids. I'm like, what are you doing? But that's her reaction. If anyone messes with her sister, Katie bar the door because it's all over.
I got goosebumps. What an amazing how and yeah. Anyway, that is so cool. I love that special connection that they have, and that's how sisters should be. Yes, Erica, I love that too. All of these, look at these. Oh my gosh, yes, 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 Christine, for sure. Um, okay. How are you hoping? And I know we kind of talked about this, but how are you hoping that abs will impact others who pick up this book? And I'm thinking like not just students, but like parents and friends of students. What do
Yeah.
you think?
I My hope is that they pick up the book and realize just how special they are. that they don't have to compete with anyone. They don't have to change their appearance. They don't have to change their personality. They don't have to change their true self because they are just as amazing and wonderful and beautiful and loved. And the world is just so lucky to have them. And I don't think that many people maybe say that to individuals enough. And I think that's why in our society, it's very sad to see some of
Mhm.
the results that happen. So hopefully, I know even educators do this. They look at other educators and say, oh, she's doing that. I wish I could do that. And we kind of play off each other, like compete against each other,
Right.
not in a bad
Mhm.
way, but we always tear ourselves down so much.
Yeah.
And I just think that if everyone knew how amazing and wonderful they were, it would be a much better place and we would
Even
have
you
more love and less hate in the world.
even you, if you knew how wonderful you are,
Oh, thanks.
because you are really wonderful. I am so glad. Yes, it is such a great message, Christine. I am so glad that you put this out there. What was the timeline like for those people who are interested in telling a story? I want to know two things. What was the timeline like for you to put this out there? And also, how did you feel right before like it went live?
Well, X Factor was amazing to work with. Matt's, an amazing human in himself. But I mean, it was pretty. I mean, he found an amazing illustrator, Sarah Wadford, who did an amazing job on the book. He did an amazing job editing, and everything just came together kind of quickly. I couldn't have asked for friends to help me because I was just completely oblivious to everything that was going on. So they were awfully patient too. But it was a um, pretty quick process. I mean, once I wrote it out, the illustrator and it just kind of boom, boom, boom went together. So
Hmm. And like, how did it feel for you? You knew it was coming and the date was coming. What was that like?
Very surreal. Like, I think I was so excited, but then in the back of my head, I was like, I really hope people like this. I really hope Abby likes it. I really hope Madison loves it because it's all about them too. Madison struggled too with, self-esteem and thinking, is she good enough? And, I wanted my kids to be proud of the product that was just all for them. And then any kid or individual who doubted themselves or wanted to change who they were, I wanted that message to come across in
Hmm.
any reader.
It did. And I'm going to read a couple of comments that have come in. Erica says, my favorite class to teach. We learned so much from them. Yes. Stacy says, I can't wait to read it to my students before we have our Zoom meeting. Oh, are you Zooming with her class?
Yeah, we're mystery zooming. We still have to schedule you, Miss
Oh, yeah.
Teacher over here.
Yes, we will put that together. I love that. Stacy is also an incredible educator. Well, everybody that's tuning in, Erica and also oh my goodness, look, we've got more awesome people
Ah,
coming in. All of these awesome educators joining us tonight. Yes, we love you too. That is so cool. Okay, I'm sorry that all these questions that I didn't plan for, but what is it like to do a mystery Zoom with author friends?
oh my gosh, it's the best. Are you kidding me? Then I have to buy the book, or sometimes they just send us the book, which is so amazing. Like you sent us a book. I was like, you probably don't even remember, but you
I
sent us.
wasn't.
It's awesome because the kids get connected, and it's funny
Mhm.
because Texas we seem to Zoom with more. But I
Uh-huh.
always say it's not really about the place. Sure, we're mystery zooming and you're guessing, but it's more about the guests we connect with and the family that we create within our family. And
Yeah.
they love it. It's the best social studies geography lesson they ever will have.
Well, okay, I that is amazing, and I want to tell you this. You know that I teach seventh graders, and I have an eighth grade advisory. But when I was reading this with my kiddos, I thought there's so much about this. Yes, it's very appealing to younger students,
Yeah.
but there's so much about it that anybody of any age could resonate with because like you kind of said earlier, we all struggle with something about ourselves that, we may not want to present to other people. But
Mhm.
really it's really how we find the beauty as well. So, if you maybe we can schedule a Zoom with even middle school if you are okay with that. I would love
I
that.
do high school. I've done college.
Yes. Okay, we'll get it. Oh my God. More amazing people listening. Hedrick, oh my goodness. She's so excited about abs as well. Look at you. You are so loved.
I
Yes, this is great. Are you ready for my favorite part, y'all? This is my favorite part of my book chats when the author reads their work. Like, this is what gives me the most goosebumps. And I just say, you can read as much as you want, as little as you want, whatever you feel comfortable with. Just as you know, tell us a little bit about it. And I'm going to put you big really quick. So you're going to be big, and I will just say this is abs, okay? And tell us about the part that you're going to read.
So it's just a section of the book where it kind of goes back and forth with the reader
Uh-huh.
in the book, and it's interacting and telling them what they can do.
All
So this
right.
says, "Oh no, it didn't work. I'm still square." So she's still a square. And then the next page has rainbows. What's wrong with her? She isn't a real rainbow. She has an extra color. Look at her. And you can see her so sad. And all the other rainbows, which we have in our life, at work, at school, sports, anything. Wait, what? I'm not a rainbow. And this pattern goes on because the repetition helps with any ability. So that's what I wanted, that repetition. I need your help. Hurry, shake the book to get the extra color out. Shake the book.
Yes, we shook that book.
Oh no, it didn't work. And she's all shaken because we shook it so hard. And then it goes back to, what's wrong with her? She's not a real rainbow. She has squiggly lines. Wait, what? I'm not a rainbow. I need your help. Hurry, stand up straight and tall. Put your hands above your head and stretch. Make a line with your body. So we're stretching her out really tall. And then back to, oh no, it didn't. And then the kids go, work. So it's pretty interactive.
I love that. Oh my goodness. And so number one, you captured the message so well, and the fact that you know that kids need movement, that they are more inclined to listen if there's some movement in there. The repetition, I mean, Melissa, this is why you are a superstar educator. Like, you know how to grab attention of young ones, keep it, and then share such a deep message that really, again, doesn't just resonate with young people, but people like old like me. So yeah, and I don't mind being old. I'm glad to be, old. Anyway, I'm gonna put this link, guys. I'm dropping it, but I really, really, really hope that you will check this out. This is just an Amazon link, but you can find this probably anywhere, right? Can you
Yes,
find your book? Okay.
it's on Amazon. So if they type in abs book, if you just type in abs, then you'll probably get some rock hard abs.
Yes.
But if you put abs book, it should come up with the rainbow.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm sorry, I missed a comment. Stacy says everyone loves picture books and their messages. Yes. And I especially love messages by educators, number one, educators, but also because we have such a clue into how young people are thinking. And usually we know, like, we have some insight, right? And we're not out there to get famous or anything. We just see things over the years. We see something that really needs to be taught, and we know that the best way to teach something is in storytelling. And you did such a wonderful job. So yes, and I'm going to put this also, make sure if you are on X, also known as Twitter, you need to follow Melissa. Melissa, um, okay, here I am. I'm putting this up there. What do you do for Down syndrome? You're very active. What are some of the things that you do that support, like, the Down Syndrome Foundation and things like that other people could do?
Well, we just had the Columbus Buddy Walk. So we have Abby's All Stars, and I know many people got a shirt for Abby's All Stars. But it will happen again next year. If they want to be in Abby's All Stars, look for my tweet and you can get a shirt. I will mail those out to you. I know they don't do them anymore, but I mail those out to everyone. Or if you simply want to donate, you can do that. Abby's really active in Buddy Up Tennis too, so that's a huge passion of ours. They have classes for kids with Down syndrome, and they're just a great family. So, two great organizations.
I love that. And the message here is that people with different abilities, they still have amazing abilities. And we talked a little bit about like not using the R word. And I've talked with young people, they're like, why is that such a terrible word? And it's like, that is probably the worst word to use because we love people and it reduces people to something that they're not. They're great people. Everybody has an ability, but we know this personally. And I love that we talked about that. Um, Tell us a little bit more like um, what was it like? Because I'm interested as well. What was it like working with an illustrator?
Amazing. Like, she would just send me the sketches, and I'm pretty easygoing, and she just hit the nail right on the head. It was just bright and colorful, and it was amazing. She captured every inch of the book. I couldn't have asked for a better illustrator. She was
I,
amazing.
I love that. And have you met her in real life?
No, no, I'm hoping maybe she could go to ISTE. She's worked with magazines and things like that too. Um, but I've never met her in person. I've just met her on the Zoom with her and Matt, and we met, and she's like, Melissa, tell me anything. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. This is your book. And she was very careful, just because of ABBS and the message it captured, and she's just an amazing illustrator in person. So
And her name is Sarah Watford.
mhm.
Awesome. That's so great. I love it. And so when abs when they were talking about it or whatever, I remember seeing the first time that you showed it to her, you actually recorded that. And then you said yesterday that she felt a little bit more. Do you feel like that she's like it's just kind of soaking in and now she's realizing that her story is out there?
So I think the other day we were with family. Oh, it was a cross country meet. And
Mm.
we had talked about the buddy walk. And she goes, oh, my book. Bring my book. So it's connecting. And then her teacher asked about the book, and she wants me to come in and read it to all the kids in the resource room. And I'm like, I would love to do that. Um, so they're excited to get the book and a couple of copies and have it at school. I know I dropped her off the other day after the news station, and the police was there because the police always comes for different things. And he knew her right as she walked in. Hey, Abs, how's it going? And then I was telling him we just got back from being on the news, and he was like, what? You were on the news? Tell us all about it. So she's in such good hands. People adore her. But yeah, she's more aware of this now. I think before it was just kind of an idea.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
And what would you recommend for people that have, like you said, that Matt was like, this is not just about you, this is Ab's story. So what would you recommend for those people that are like, oh, I can't write, like I'm not an author, like other people are authors? What do you have any wisdom to share for those people that are like maybe they do have something they want to share, but they're afraid?
I would just say your voice is bigger than your doubt,
Wow.
because
I'm gonna write
you
that down.
do not know how much people might need to hear what you have to say. And the more you doubt, the less likely you'll get your story out. So that was my biggest thing, the doubt that was in my head. So
Wow. I love that. Your words are bigger than your doubt. Is that what you said? Because I'm trying to write the quote
yeah,
down.
I think so.
I love that. All I have to do is replay, well, to get it, but I love that. That was really powerful. Huh, and we didn't talk about your husband, but what was his reaction to everything?
He thought it was amazing. He doesn't know how he complains all the time. You've really got to slow down. You're going like 90 miles an hour. What are you doing? But I was texting him pictures when we were at the news station. He just thought it was so cool. He tells everyone. And Abby is her daddy's girl. Like,
Mhm.
I am the disciplinarian of the parenting, and my husband, Dan, is oh, come on, it's okay. No. So they're two peas in a pod. Like, she is definitely a daddy's girl, and he just adores her and Madison to death. So he's just loving, the spotlight being on her, and knowing that she can do anything she sets her mind to.
I love that. And so can you. And so can anybody that's watching. Thank you so much. And I'd asked you a little bit about writer's wisdom, but what is on your mind? I love to ask every guest this. Like, what is on your mind that you'd also like to share wisdom? And if you are tuning in, because we have a lot of people viewing tonight, if you have some wisdom you'd like to share, I feel like I do this because we don't often nobody really asks us what we're thinking, right? We don't have the spotlight, but when we do, we have such good things to share. Like you've already shared that your words are bigger than your fear. What else out there, y'all? Tell us some wisdom that we can take with us as we say goodbye.
Is that for me or for the
It's for
viewers?
you. It's for you and for the people, Melissa. It's for you and the
Um,
people.
I would say educate and open your heart more, because I feel like sometimes our we use our words too much and we're too harsh with what we say to other people. Like if we knew the battles and the struggles that everyone is facing, we would think twice as to what we say to them, because I feel like everyone's fighting a battle we know nothing about. So we need to be more kind and more supportive and more patient and give more grace.
I love that. And you definitely embody that genuinely. So that's beautiful. And today in our faculty meeting, we were actually talking about presuming positive intent and how sometimes that's hard. Like especially if we were having a hard day and if somebody doesn't respond quickly enough to us, that we might be more short or we might think that they're, doing it on purpose. But just like you said, we're all struggling with something. And that's just such a beautiful thought. And for those people who are watching, whether you're watching right now or the replay, I think it's always good at the end of the day to think about like the wisdom that you've gained from the day and to have that reflection time. Speaking of rainbows, but that reflection time is really important and that just grows us as people, no matter what we're doing in this life, whether we're teachers, whether we're authors or corporate or whatever. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I love you, my friend, and don't hop off here just yet because I want to get a selfie with you and the book. And thank you to everyone who joined in. That was so wonderful. So many amazing friends tuned in tonight because Melissa is a loved person, and I promise y'all that ABBS. It's like Melissa extended to text, okay, that you can have in your house. You want this for your library, you want this for your home library, and get it if you have students in school, if you have children that are in school, you should get one for your kid and then get one for your kid's teacher so that everybody can have a talking point. This is great. I love it. Thank you again for joining us. Any last words? Oh, we have people talking. Any last words, Melissa?
Just thank you so much to everyone. I'm so blessed. Thank you. Thank you. And I can't say it enough. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And I want to know how yours and Stacy's mystery Zoom goes. So will you please tag me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. And I always like to I always like to I always like to say that if you love somebody's book, the best thing you can do is to leave a review. Honestly, it helps out, especially, we're not trying to make the New York best time seller. It would be amazing if we did, but your review goes such a long way, and this book is definitely worth a review. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. And this is where I put the outro on if I can find it. Bye, everybody.